Okay guys, so I'm going to take my Zoeva buffing brush, concealer buffing brush. I'm just going to buff out the top of her eyebrow and under her eyebrow on her eyelid. I'm going to buff that concealer out. I'm going to bring it right down onto the eyelid and I'm going to buff it out and blend it in good as possible. Then I'm going to set it with the famous Laura Mercier setting powder. You guys, I love this setting powder for everything. And I'm going to set all the way up into the brow. I love setting all the way up to my brow just to keep that concealer in place. Now I'm going to set her eyebrows with, I think it's the Wet n Wild eyebrow set. I want to say, I do not know, you guys. I'll put it down in the description box. Now I'm taking my 23 Medic palette colors that I got from my beauty supply store. And, oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I made a mistake. Yes, so I'm taking the Wet n Wild Precious palettes and I'm taking a highlighter and putting it right on her eyebrow bone. And I'm just doing it just to highlight the eyebrow. And I'm just doing that so once you do churn, you'll see the highlight in her eyebrow bone. So now I'm taking a brown shade out of that 23 Medic color palette from my beauty supply store, and I'm taking that right into her crease right under the highlighter, and I'm just going to blend those two out together seamlessly until my liking. Okay guys, now I'm going in with my Wet n Wild blending brush and I'm taking that mustard shade out of that same palette. It's like a yellow mustard shade. I always like to go in with a mustard shade after a brown shade just for a transition color. I love the mustard shade, the yellow shade for a transition color, especially when I'm doing a dark brown or whatsoever. I love going in with the yellow. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep building up that mustard shade to my liking. And then after I do that mustard shade, I'm going to go in with that dark chocolate. I want to say it's like a dark chocolate, but it comes off kind of like a dark purple, a dark brownish purple color. But anyway, I love the color. These colors do not have names on them, you guys. So I can't even tell you what's the name of that color, but it is so pretty. It's a natural purplish brownish color and it's so natural on brown skin tones. I love using this eyeshadow on everybody, like, so I'm gonna go in with that until my liking as well. Alright guys, as you see, I'm blending my life away with this eyeshadow. I'm blending in circular motions, back and forth, windshield wiper motions, everything, just to blend this color out seamlessly, guys. Blending is definitely key when you're using different colors and you're going for a natural look. Blending is key. I cannot stress this enough, guys. Blending is key. Blending will make your colors blend all together and also stand out. So if you're using like 2 to 3 colors, using a highlighter, a transition shade, a mustard shade, and a brown shade, blending is definitely key for all those colors to stand out and blend together. So now I'm taking, I want to say the It Cosmetics shimmer shade in the color Goddess or Goddess Golden Goddess, I think it is. This shade is so pretty, guys. I would actually use this shade as a highlight, but I actually just put it in the middle of her eye just to give off a halo look. As you see, ladies, I'm highlighting her face with the famous LA Girl Pro concealer in the color Fine. No, I'm not using Honey Warm. I'm using Fine for her skin tone, just to give it a bit of a highlight. I don't want too bright of a highlight for her skin tone, but the Fine definitely does good on her skin tone, which is the brown, the dark skin tone. I love this color for brown skin people. So I'm just going to take that on the forehead, the nose, the cupid's bow, under the eye, and the chin, guys. Then I'm going to take a clean beauty blender, damp clean beauty blender, and I'm going to blend that out seamlessly.
If I go get these bottles, we go alcohol and tan. Cause I know what you want, but you're not gon' get it. That's enough for sure, got you vibing with me. You do what you want with somebody else. I'm gon' baby. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day, have to pick up on a mail. Armand and Trey be riding through the streets, they be like, they go,
Alright guys, as you see, I'm done blending. I'm going to take my other beauty blender and I'm going to just blend it in with the foundation. I love to go back with my foundation beauty blender and just blend all the harsh lines out from the concealer so her full face can blend before I set it with the Laura Mercier setting powder. So now, as you know, I'm going to set her concealer with the famous Laura Mercier setting powder. I'm going to make sure it's blended out first so I will have no creases under her eye. And then I'm going to go in and set it really quickly. Alright guys, as you see, I'm setting under her eye, her cupid's bow, her chin, and a little bit on her forehead and also her nose. I'm going to just set a little bit on her nose until I contour her nose, but I love to set all the high places where I highlighted at. I know some people don't like to do the forehead sometimes, but I love to set everywhere. I love for that setting powder to be all over my client's face. I just love that setting powder, period. I love Laura Mercier. I cannot stress that enough. Laura Mercier is the best setting powder ever, other than Sacha Buttercup. I guess they're both kind of good quality, but I love using the Laura Mercier for my clients at this point. As you see me dancing in the camera, I'm sorry guys, we was having a ball. But I'm going to go in with my Black Radiance contour palette in medium to dark, and I'm going to contour them cheekbones. And as you see, she's sucking in her cheeks like a fish, so I can contour them. Okay guys, I'm going to take my MAC Mineralized Finish Setting Powder and I'm going to set her whole face with it. I think it's in the color Dark 2. I love this powder to set the whole face with. After I do that, I'm going to go ahead and contour again and blend out those cheeks one more time and her nose. I just want to make sure everything's blending seamlessly all together. Then I'm going to take another brush, I think it was a Real Technique brush, another Real Technique brush, and swipe off all the excess powder from the Laura Mercier powder. And while I do that, the trick is I am taking that MAC mineralized powder and I am swiping away the powder with that as well, so it won't leave a white look. I always do this to my clients only because the Laura Mercier is a white powder and it will leave a white shell if you don't go over it with a powder. I know some people leave it like that and just spray the MAC Fix Plus on it, but I like to go for a more natural look and settled look, so I do go over it with my MAC Mineralized powder. Now I'm taking the same highlighter that I put in her eyebrow bone, which is the Wet n Wild Precious Petals, I think, Precious Petals, and I'm going to highlight with that. I'm highlighting the nose, the cupid's bow, the chin, and also her cheekbones, and a little bit on the forehead, not too much, but a little bit.
More than I could afford it. You sick of me nagging, you say I just sound like a broken recording. Look, I don't mean to nag you, I just wanna take the time to tell you all the things I never had to. The shit I'm keeping all inside is more than past due. I should've said it when I had you, but I ain't want half of you. You only tell me half the truth. That's when we get to fighting, I'm hitting up on niggas just to get back at you. But you got ultimate revenge. She texting your phone from your ex that you sent. You ain't tell me I was speaking again. On the low was really creeping again. I guess it's just too much to ask, and I'm getting tired of asking. You can't commit to me cause you are still holding on to your past. You say you can't get over that, and I'm convinced that you don't want to. So trying to figure out just who you belong to. Who you belong to. Yeah. Don't play with me, don't be dishonest. You know I can tell when you lying. I tell you I'm fed up. I want you bad as ever.
Okay, ladies, now I'm taking the famous Wet n Wild pencil and I'm lining her lips with that. I'm just going to line them a little bit. As you see, she has perfect lips, and I just want to line them. Then I'm going to take a color I got from Victoria's Secret. This color is very natural and pretty. It comes off as a gloss and kind of pinkish, and I just thought it was a great fit for this natural look on her skin. So I'm going to go in with that.
Killing my vibe, we ain't seeing eye to eye. All I wanted was for you to try. Was I not good enough? Please tell me why. But nah, I ain't gon' trip. You gon' know what you been missing. Funny how love can turn to hate so quick. Play this song for him, tell him just listen. Girl said he keeps on playing games and his love and hate the same.
Alright, ladies, this is the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching this lovely tutorial. Also, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And by the subscribe button is the bell, so you will know every time I upload a new video. Until next time, you guys, love you. Or if you want, you can stay for the bloopers. We have bloopers. You can stay for the bloopers. Here come the bloopers up next, guys.
They don't want to know.
Tell us a brief story. Yes. Tell us a brief story on how'd you like K Gray and be in your face. You know,
I love it.
I feel like I'm Vlad TV.
She's very good, very patient. Y'all should come to her. She's a good lookout.
Well, where do K Gray live?
In Philly.
Yeah.
Philly. Yes, baby.
All right.